Lawlessness and indiscipline were the order of the day on the weekend as the resources of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force were put to the test in the battle to curb the community's spread of COVID-19. Video footage captured unauthorized public gatherings at beaches and rivers and bars, with small shops opened past the then imposed 11 p.m. curfew. Although law enforcement foiled some attempts to smuggle people past St. Lucia's maritime borders, it is not clear if any stragglers managed to slip through the cracks. In a Sunday, March 29, 2020 update, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet announced the increased stringent measures to curtail the life-threatening actions of a few St. Lucians.
There are still examples of people going in crowds to the beaches. There are many operations that have continued to operate flaunting what was required by the government. So this afternoon I have to announce that we are going to have to put more stringent regulations in place. So one, we are going to extend the curfew, which was from 11 to 5 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning. And as of tomorrow, it will be from 8 o'clock in the night until 5 o'clock in the morning. Secondly, that we're going to extend the period of quarantine, which was due to end around April 5th. We're now going to extend it to April 14th. And the third part to this is that we're going to suspend all liquor licenses in the country.
Social media was awash with videos of members of the public flouting the public gathering protocols. There are also reports of a man discovered in a compromising position after allegedly sneaking in to visit a female friend in quarantine. Authorities who caught the two in the throes of passion have since placed the man in quarantine for his safety and the well-being of others. The torrent of online videos also depicts police officers giving chase to border runners on the northeast coast of St. Lucia. Authorities have cautioned persons to desist from smuggling people illegally by boat into the island from territories hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Chastanet has tasked top cop Milton Daisy with strengthening the police force to counter this growing threat to national security and public safety.
Police have warned you, and the coming week is not a time for warning. And I'm serious about it. Persons will be arrested. The Prime Minister has assured me that the fines would be put in place as of tomorrow. So persons would be, I am not in a position to say what fine it is. That would come from Cabinet. However, I could assure you that you can be arrested from tomorrow, and there would be at a minimum of 72 hours in. And please note also that a magistrate, the court is not sitting. However, we have access to a magistrate who has the power to extend your stay in the police station.
Custody suites will act as a detention center for people who fail to comply with the new measures. Daisy reveals that 2 people were arrested after being out past the then 11 p.m. curfew. Prime Minister Alan Chastanet is urging St. Lucians to obey the law given the first reported locally transmitted COVID-19 case involving a senior citizen.
That what we're all attempting to do in the world is to flatten the curve, slow down the introduction of cases in order to allow our very capable and very brave medical staff to treat you. Now, if in fact we don't do it, it means that our services are going to be overwhelmed. And therefore, there are people who could be saved and will potentially die simply because they could not be taken care of. Who wants that on our conscience? Which one of us wants to be able to condemn any one of us to death? And I say this brutally, frankly, to all of us, because that is what it is. And I'm appealing to all of us. As difficult as it is, nobody wants to confine you to your home. Nobody wants to be able to limit what your access is. But for now, the only way that we can slow down the spread of coronavirus in our community is by how well we adhere to these very strict requirements.
The Prime Minister warns St. Lucians not to throw caution to the wind by not adhering to the social distancing measures. Officials fear the odds of further in-country transmission is likely if St. Lucians fail to modify their behavior and act accordingly in the face of a deadly global pandemic. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.